Hello people, I know this ain't question time, but this is massive news for the UK, so I thought I'd make a quick little video and put it in my question time folder because it's under politics, and I haven't got no other playlist for politics, so my shock when I just couldn't believe this. I thought I was in my local library and I got my phone out because I thought I'd check my Facebook, and the first post that come up was Theresa May's snap election. And I was like, that's fake news, that's not true. She's always said, she's made it very clear that she ain't going to call a snap general election, and on top of that, she's also triggered Article 50. She told the EU that we're leaving. So I just thought it was fake news, and I just didn't bother until I got to a mate's house, and we put the news on, and well, as you can see outside of number 10, I just can't believe it. I'm a bit in shock. How can a Prime Minister say to the country, right, we're going to send you in this direction and we're leaving, and we will sign a bit of paper to tell the EU that we're leaving, and then less than a month later turn around and say, well, we're going to have a general election? That's the only thing I find really really wrong. I totally understand that this would have been planned a long time ago. This would have been planned probably before she even made the decision to hit Article 50. I can't imagine that they hit Article 50, then a few days later thought, oh, well, hold on, let's have a snap election. No, I don't believe that at all. My plan is all about strategy. Winning an election is about strategy and what kind of rhetoric you can get out there. And I believe that the Tory parties put this Article 50 activation as a trap for political parties that tries to say, no, we don't want to leave the EU, because it puts those parties in a very difficult position, because we just don't know what the EU is going to say, do we? We've already activated Article 50, so that process is being taken underway by the EU. Now, if a political party that wins, that says they don't want to leave the EU, where does that leave us in the UK? If the EU could just say, well, okay, we'll scrap it, but at the same time, we're talking about rules, we're talking about complex regulations, we're talking about so much information that has been started, and now May has just totally scrapped all that. This is chaos by the Tory party, and I just don't know how people can still keep saying they're doing a good job. I just don't know. The national interest, our country, the UK is starting to look like a joke. You can't make a massive decision to say we're going to leave a trading bloc, and then at the last minute turn around and say, well, instead of doing that job, I'm going to ask the people for... You do all that first. Millions of the UK's millions of pounds of money has been spent fighting court cases and doing all this, going through the Commons, doing and all the other stuff was put to one side. There's still got to be sorted out in the Houses of Parliament. And now she's just come out and said, well, I'm going to ask the people in a general election. Why not just ask people in a general election at the beginning, instead of trying to force all this on and then push the country down a path that is going to be very difficult to go back on? The EU is well within his rights. At the end of the day, the EU could say, well, no, you've activated Article 50. If you wanna cancel that now, we want, you're not going to do it. We're not going to let you do that. So what's going to happen? Oh my God. and to only have it less than what, a month and 2 weeks away, something like that. The 8th of June. It is a Tory manipulation and is another gamble, yet again, on the country by the Tory party. This isn't about other political parties, this is about the Tory party not being able to push her agenda through because not enough of her MPs support it. And I would love to know how many of her MPs are going to be deselected, a new people is going to be put forward. People that believes in her view, in a hard Brexit, leave everything. It's going to be interesting because I do not believe for a second the media will report much on the Tory party. Just like they haven't really infighting. The Tory party is just as split and infighting as the Labour Party, and it is just a joke. Like I said, we know what the questions we know what the questions are going to be on Question Time next week because it ain't on this Thursday, I don't think. So yeah, I'll leave it there now. It's just a quick little video. I'm still in shock that it's happened, and I can't believe how the Prime Minister Theresa May has set the country on a path, then like suddenly turning back. It's like, well, no, you've messed yourself up as a leader because you've made the ultimate U-turn when you've made it clear at the very beginning of you becoming Prime Minister by your own party that you would not call the snap election. It's just lies after lies with the Tory, and I fear that they're just going to win again because they're wealthy, they've got the money, and that's what counts in politics. Yeah, the coming weeks is going to be very interesting. I'll leave it now and be back to you when Question Time's back on. Just very big news, and I just thought, what the hell, I'll do a little video. Until next time, ta-da people.